Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Elaina. Привет! I'm your Russian American makeup and beauty addict. I usually do reviews and tutorials on Mondays and Wednesdays, and on Fridays I do fabulous drag looks, Hennies, because Fridays are drag. Okay. I can't say occur with the teeth, but today we're clearly doing a Halloween look, and this is hopefully recognizable Drusilla from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, it could be any Buffy Vampire Slayer vampire with this kind of face. So we're gonna be doing this look. So if you guys are interested to see how I did this, then keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring notification bell so YouTube notifies you of any new videos upload. I upload 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and also go live almost every Monday. Follow me on all social media. All the links are down below, as well as my Patreon group. So like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into this fabulous tutorial. So before we get into my face, with half of the prosthetic on, because I'm going to start with half of the prosthetic on. Anyway, I just wanted to mention what I used here, because I don't think I mentioned that because I was struggling a little bit with some things. So for the wax, I used the Bandai nose and scar wax. I was running out, that's why I used a lot of different things. So I used that on top of the liquid latex. Liquid latex I bought on Amazon. If I find a link, I'm gonna link liquid latex and Bandai in the description box so you can purchase. The teeth I got on Amazon as well, and all the links are gonna be linked in the description box if you're wondering. The teeth are really easy to apply. Just they have that little gel balls, so you boil them in the water, stick them. I mean, very simple. This is very helpful for this kind of look because you don't have to worry about the edges, because this is all very creepy, so it can be like all kind of wrinkly and stuff. And the liquid latex I used, you'll see under the wax to give it a little more shape. I created like a balls of liquid latex and a little bit of strings. So that's all for the prosthetics. For the rest of the makeup, I'm gonna show you what I'm using during the tutorial. So let me know what you guys think. Of course, this is the Drusilla. A lot of my friends asked me to do Buffy, the Vampire Slayer vampire, especially my friend Teresa, who is a huge fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I said Drusilla, she's like, yes, you need to do Drusilla. I'm like, okay. So I'm a huge fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, and I never watched it when it was live. I only watched it like a year ago. I just binge watched everything. I think it was on Amazon, it was at the Netflix, one of those things. I watched everything including Angel, and I'm a biggest fan now. It took me a little bit to get into it, but once I got into it, it was it. So I really enjoyed the show. So leave me a comment below. Do you like it, or do you like pass? I love every vampire show. Vampires are my thing. So every vampire show that there is there, I watched. I would say my Vampire Diaries probably is my favorite, but Buffy is like a close second. So let's get into it. So what you see here is a result of high expectations and poor planning. So to make a long story short, I was supposed to make a whole face mold for the vampire face from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that was Drusilla, of course. And this is what it looks like. It's literally a texture of rubber ducky. And this is a result of mixing liquid latex with talc powder, with different flour that I had at home, which all created the same texture. Goop, gooey, sticky, gluey mess in a second. And I call this false advertisement because I saw a YouTube tutorial. One of the YouTubers like that specializes in special effects, she was making a mold, and she's like, oh, I can make this mold, the face mask, out of liquid latex, and I just put there flour, just baking flour or whatever flour powder. And she said you can use talc powder. I used anything. It mixes and immediately becomes this, literally. It's like you have no time or any kind of opportunity to blend it and mold it into any kind of shape. So what I ended up doing, cutting little pieces, trying to make it like in a full mold still, like it just won't work. So false advertisement. I don't know how she did it. Maybe she kind of manipulated the video and she didn't really do it, but whatever. I call it BS. So this is all going to trash and have lots and lots of pieces. So I cut little pieces like this and I stuck them to just create a base. The problem with this, I wanted to make this out of wax because liquid latex didn't work, but of course here comes the poor planning. So the first part was high expectations, now the poor planning. For the substitute, I'm like, well, let's make it out of Van Dyke wax. This is how much I have left. That's why to make the whole thing, I just don't have enough, so this is gonna like build me up something. So the rest is probably gonna be in fast forward. You just needed to hear me bitch and moan about it because I was so upset that it did not work as I saw it in a YouTube video. You know, not everything that's on YouTube is true. And not everything that's on YouTube works. So I'm just gonna make a little sausage and I'm gonna just mold it into this to cover this up, and then we're gonna keep molding and then shaping. And I'm probably gonna put a layer of liquid latex around to make it sealed. Vampire face is supposed to be wrinkly and rough, so I'm not going for a smooth surface. So let's do this. So I think I got the base of it. So now we're going to seal the edges with some more liquid latex. It's not gonna make it too smooth, but I'm not worried about it because the makeup application is gonna be so much easier if I apply liquid latex at the edges. Just very slight edge. So now we're gonna create a simple black smoky look. She didn't wear much makeup, but it was mostly like a smoked out kind of a look. There is nothing special, so I put Belize base. And we still don't want any fallout because vampire is supposed to be very pale. So I want to make sure that the rest of the skin is very light. So I'm gonna do the black and the green. In a couple of shots it looks like she had a little bit of green eyeshadow, unless it's just the lighting. There's a lot of the screenshots from the movies, from the TV show, so it's hard to tell. But I'm gonna use my kimchi go-to 2 Queens 1 Desert. There's a good black. I'm gonna use this green a little bit to blend it, and a small gesso brush, 2 to 3. Pretty much a very messy smoky look. So something like this, and I cannot wait to put my green yellow contacts in for the full kind of piercing look. It's gonna be awesome. Those are the same contacts I use for the Maleficent. They kind of fit everything, a lot of looks. So back to the mixing board. I mixed Forever foundation, 1 or 2, because Drusilla was pretty pale. I have a lot of screenshots where she looks almost like a bluish pale, but I think it's also the lighting in the studio. Also I used Dermacol makeup cover, Film Studio, whatever. This foundation I got for reviews. I mean, it's very light. I picked the wrong color, so now it works. And I also used the AliExpress eyeshadow primer in white. We mixed it all together and hopefully it's going to be light enough. If it's not, there's still powders. So let's see. That's pretty pale. I think that's good enough. So I set with translucent powder, so I'm very pale now. I mean, not very pale, but lighter than usual. So I'm gonna use my coolest contour palette I have. This is Eye Magic. This is a very cool contour shade. So we're gonna contour very severely. She's got very hollow cheeks. Now I'm going to continue with the Beauty Bay Bright Matte Palette. I already kind of deepened up with the gray and brown here. And now we're going into the lines to create a little deeper lines with a small brush. Just gonna go with a dark brown, emphasize all of the lines. So I added quite a bit of camera because I wasn't happy with the results, and I kept zooming in on some high resolution pictures I found on the internet. You know what it is? I watched the whole TV show, of course, everything, including Angel. But, you know, you don't remember the details, so you have to kind of look back and see all the details, all those pictures and screenshots. And they all kind of look different. Some of them are real smooth, some of them you see like a lot of wrinkles. One of them looks so wrinkly, so it's very interesting. So I'm going to add a little gray on the under eye. Kind of look like a little lived in here. So I applied a little bit of coat of mascara. So we got this makeup. It might be a little even more dramatic than the actress herself, but I want to be like really dramatic and deep. And of course the color contacts made the whole look stand out. So now I'm gonna do lips. The lips, she's got pretty thin lips and very natural colors, pretty much like a no lipstick look. So I'm just gonna fill in with those of colors. I have this in the color Flirty. It's very natural color. Okay, we're getting some kind of resemblance now. I didn't have to overline my lips. If anything, I should have made them smaller because her lips, I think, are smaller than mine. Anyway, let me put the wig on and my fake teeth in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they're gonna stay because those teeth always want to fall out. So, and I'll be back in a full beat. And she's here. I'm feeling it. So I'll put this wig on. It's very dark, like this is a black wig. I would call it like a dark brown. But Drusilla usually had like a brown hair, but in some photos she looks like completely black. So I made it a little disheveled, and then she's been like fighting and sucking, and I don't have blood in my teeth yet, so let's fix that problem. Let's make me look like I just died. I'm so feeling it. I look evil. Alright, so here's my mirror on blood. We're just gonna use one of the brushes I already used, so we don't have to wash everything. Because my husband is out of town, so I have nobody to use for the brush washing. Put it all in my hand because I'm a messy hoe. I'm like totally feeling it. So what do you guys think? I think it's fabulous, darling. Fabulous and ready to eat. Well, already ate something. All the vampire looks probably the best out of all the Halloween looks because I just love vampires. I could eat up any vampire show anytime. Yeah, the teeth are pretty sharp. I could like cut my lip. It's very strange. Anyway, just a side note. And it's hard to speak with the teeth. So are you guys fans of Vampire Slayer? Are you fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer? And we like Drusilla. You know what I need here? I need little dolls. I need to play with dolls, but I don't have any dolls except for my cat. And he is missing in action somewhere, so no dolls. So we're going to finish this video, and I'll leave you with this. Leave me a comment, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I upload 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, and also go live almost every Monday. So follow me on social media, all the links are down below in the description box. And please don't forget to ring notification bell, because YouTube doesn't really tell you what I upload unless you check mark all videos. Then you'll know I still exist. So huge thank you to all my patrons. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. The link to my Patreon group is also in the description box. So thank you all for watching. Happy Halloween. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.